Hello everybody and welcome on today's video. Today I am going to have a look at the roots in this fusion project. This is a tree where I'm trying to recreate a tree that I had before and that died. And yeah, well, it's field maple. It's starting to bud out. Every little tree is starting to grow. And I need to be sure that the roots are nicely against the rock in this portion, and also have a look at the roots in the pot, of course. So let's come a little closer and we'll start. There's a series on this tree, and yeah, I mean, if you want to look it up, of course you can do that. Just going to start by removing every piece of moss and put it in a little tray so that I can reuse that moss, because it looks very nice. And speaking of moss, I just saw a video from Steve's backyard bonsai where he's trying to create a well, how should I say it? He's using pieces of moss and grinding them down, and well, it's very interesting. You definitely should have a look at his channel. He's also, well, I never met him, but such a nice and friendly guy. So yeah, definitely interesting and fun to watch. So go and have a look. Steve's Backyard Bonsai, it's called. So that's my moss, and now I need to get rid of that plastic, which is, I think, very easy because I just can lift this up. And let's have a look at these roots now. Now, not too long ago in the summer, I did the same thing, just brushed away all the substrate here and pressed the trees against the rock. I also filmed that, I think. And as you see, I used pieces of foam, because when you are putting your raffia around your tree, well, sometimes the rock is deeper than the raffia, and then you need to use this as a little trick, and this works very nice, and it doesn't harm the roots. Piece of moss. Okay. But now, this time, I really need to remove the tree from the pot and go a little deeper. So here is a rock that is serving absolutely no purpose. It's just a decorative piece. Just get rid of the substrate on it. Like so. And let's get this tree out of the pot. The trees that I use here are 2 years seedlings now. My God, is it that root bound, or is it just heavy, or is it both? Well, grew well, that's for sure. So first of all, I'm going to clean up my pot so that I can reuse it, because I think it's a good pot for this composition. It's a quite deep pot, and I like to have my pot ready before I work on the roots, because, well, now they're not exposed, so that's better. So that's done. I'm a little bit disappointed in the weather. It's quite chilly. Didn't think it would be chilly. There was a little sun this morning, but yeah. So I'm just wrapping a piece of reused wire here around the trunk so that they don't fall apart. And now it's going to be a question of untangling everything, especially in the lowest parts. And here you see there's still some pieces of tin foil that I used in the first wrapping. So that's of course something that I must sift out when I reuse my soil, because I always reuse the soil, but yeah, first I let it dry, of course, and then I sift it so that all the organic material is out, and I just feed the pumice, lava rock, all these rocky things. Can I call it that way? Because, well, anyway, they are inert, is that a word? Inert? And then, well, there's no use to throw that away. Because if you buy a new one, it's going to be exactly the same. So I always have a bag of soil that I need to dry and clean. Okay. Well, these are good roots. So I'll clean this up and wash it so that we have a clear view on what's going on. And then we'll be back. So as you see, I'm not combing the roots out at this moment. I'm just putting my tweezers in to loosen the soil, and then the soil falls out. This way you are not disturbing the roots too much, not tearing them. And then a good wash. Oh yeah, I also wanted to say that this is half February now. I don't know when I will have time to edit this video, and because I also like to release one video every week, well, and I don't have a whole lot of trees. Well, I'm starting to have a whole lot of trees. So it's half February. It's always good to know that when you are checking for the right season to do some things. That's why I mention it. So I think most of the soil is now out. I can go and clean up this root ball, and I will also clean my tray. And that's going to be much easier to see what's going on there. Okay, I took a go with the garden hose, but no, not a high pressure thing. High pressure is a rather disastrous operation for your roots. Don't want that. And what I see is very nice. As you see, I positioned the whole thing here on a concrete pot. Well, turned upside down, of course. And I think if the tree comes out of the pot up to here, that's gonna be fine. And well, there's not a whole lot that I have to do, I must say. I think this operation in the summer was a good thing. Obviously, we have a few fine roots. And yeah, when you do root over rock, well, there's where the fine roots will have to disappear. There goes my little piece of foam. Okay, a little trick, you can always fix it by just giving a little snip. But I think it moved because of... Yeah. We have a little sun, hey, that's nice. Because when you see the first sun and it's not going to freeze anymore, I always think that summer began, but it's rather chilly here. So I'm just going to untangle all these roots, see how far I can go by pressing them against the rock, because if I can really put it a little deeper, no, the contrary, I think. I need to see as much of the rock as I possibly can. So the rock shouldn't be as deep as it was, and I don't want any crossing roots, so just untangling them and trying to spread them out a little, because that's nice when you have a good root spread on your root over rock. So it's definitely something that you should not do in a hurry. And this is the second or third time even that I did this, and it's starting to pay off. And there's also a few roots of a tree that didn't make it, but yeah, that's part of the process. Not a lot you can do about that. So here, of course, there's no roots, and I don't need any. I'm not going to use these roots here. And I'm just going to give it a light root prune in order to balance the vigor a little more. I think it was good to give it a wash, because now I see what's going on. You can clearly see the rock, clearly see the roots, so that's nice. Okay. So, just a little trim. Thickest roots. There's more than enough space in this pot. So starting to become clear. I'd rather do it in different stages. So I think that's good. Try to get some more raffia around it. Wrap it nice and tight. I'm not going to do it that way. I'll just use my old trick. So it's just a loop, like so, and then I'll pass a piece of this through this. I'll put it over it, and then I can start compressing everything. It's quite tight when you do it that way, and because this is on a turntable, this really helps, because now I can compress everything nicely and position it. So this might need a little piece of foam, but that is something that I must add when my raffia is nice and tight. Position some of these over here. Okay, not bad. Here there's one going in a funny direction, but now is the time to put it where I want it. Yeah, this portion definitely needs a little more foam, but I'm gonna get that as soon as my raffia is tight. So I think that's maybe one more turn to go a little higher. This seems to become a little loose. Whoa. What should I do here? Let me push this one. Yeah, that's good. Maybe now try to get all the trees nicely together. See, the old raffia is starting to become a little obsolete, and now I'll try to get my raffia back. A nice knot. My fingers are cold. Yeah, it's good. So, snip. Okay, let's find some foam. So, in order to get everything as close to the rock as possible, I can maybe put a small piece here, so it doesn't have to be much, but a little wedge. And helps. And then we have this portion. Now this might be a little more complicated. Should I work with a wedge here? I don't know. I'm gonna try. Yeah, that should already help a whole lot. Alright, that's good. Maybe now I can put a little wedge in the wedge and build it up gradually. And maybe one in the other direction. Well, that's a strange construction, but if it does the trick, it's good. Well, it certainly did. Yes, it's behind me. So that's good. I don't think there's a whole lot of extra places where I need to do something. Could try to tuck some of these roofs in, but I don't think that they are going to be very helpful. Or I should really get this thing back in this plastic wrapping. I don't like it. I think it's about time that these roots sort themselves out. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I don't think that this is a spectacular video, of course, but this is how you can achieve a root over rock using bonsai. Yeah, I need a piece of foam here. And like I said, if you don't like it, well, you have to watch. So, okay, I really like it. So I'm going to prepare the pots, blah blah blah, etc. And then we'll plant the tree. Well, I'm definitely going to need a base layer of substrate, but I don't know how much because it will depend on how deep I want to plant this thing, so I have to have a look. So I think that this is from somewhere. We have a nice view on the roots. The rock is very present. I'll try to show you the front, so that's going to be the front, I think. Yeah. So obviously this is already a nice piece of rock to look at, but I think I can really get it a little higher, at least 1 or 2 centimeters. Okay. So that's a lot of soil, substrate. So the front somewhere here. Yep. And this is my extra rock, which doesn't serve any purpose, but I like it. I like the fact that when you see this curvature here, you see the opposite here, and that makes it look like a big rock that one day was split for some reason, and I think it's nice. So just filling it up. And then of course I need to work the soil in. Now the question is, do I need this ugly piece of plastic? I don't think. And because it's early spring, it's not getting too hot, so the roots are not exposed to too much heat and sun, and I can still put it in a shady place. Still in doubt. I think I'm going to use some of this moss that I have. Will definitely help. To protect these roots. And on the other hand, well, this foam is ugly. It might be that in the middle of spring, or even a little later, I'm going to remove it all, put the tree in a shady spot, and let it get used to the sun. So this just maybe just the little cover that it needs. And well, it looks better than the raffia. Here I have a big piece. It's not the most beautiful moss in the world, but it's a big piece and it will protect the roots. Maybe just a little bit here. This is a big root, that's gonna be fine. Well, that's not bad at all. So let me clean up and we'll be back for a final shot. And so here we have it. The tree is watered. When I see that it starts to grow, I'm going to feed it, of course. And there's a whole lot of little things that I can do, like getting all these little pieces of pumice or cat litter or lava rock out of the moss to make it look a little better. Of course, there's also a little bit of substrate between the trees that I need to get out. Well, they're not causing any harm, but that's how it looks. Now the thing is, I'm going to let this grow, probably cut it back after the first flush, and then start to wrap the raffia around the prongs to make them fuse nicely. And that's all that I can do at this very moment. So that's it. Hope you liked it. If you did, well, please like, subscribe, etc. Thank you for watching and see you next time.